But when you've told us you're very outgoing and you want to start a popcorn business called Pop Culture, we think that's really great and we're here to help you with that. Hi, I'm Abby. I'm LJ.
And Anthony.
And we are AAA Corporation representing the Swift Current Comprehensive High School.
On the agenda this afternoon is the problem statement about Oliver Smith. And we're also going to be talking about who you are as Oliver Smith. We'll analyze your financial situation. We'll discuss your 3 alternatives that we came up. We'll tell you how we made the decision for you and our recommendation, how you will integrate into your life, and final risks and mitigations.
So, what is your problem? Well, your problem is that you don't know what to do after high school. And we are here to help you make an informed decision because you lack the financial literacy to make so.
Okay, and from what we can tell, you're a very involved student. High school, you are part of the senior high school basketball team. You are also part of the business club of your high school. And you're very outgoing, people like you. And I heard just 5 months ago you got a girlfriend. Nice. And you're very confident and you're very innovative. You started a business when you were in grade 11, that's amazing. And like we said, we are here to help you maybe like extend the business in the future and looking into your education probably. So, yeah.
So, your strength, weakness, opportunities, and threats. So your strength is you're very young, so you have lots of time to invest for your future, plan it out, and fulfill your goals. You're very confident and hardworking. This is proven because you started a business at a very young age, which is hard to do. And you're a risk taker. Starting a business is very hard and takes lots of money to do so. And the fact that you were able to do it means that you have the willpower and the strength. And for your weaknesses, you lack in financial skills, so it's hard for you to make long-term decisions that will benefit you financially. You could become overconfident about your business, which will blind you from the failures that might happen. And you're a risk taker. Though this is a strength, this is also a weakness because you might take a risk that will lead to the downfall of your future company. And opportunities is that there's a good chance to grow your business. With the popcorn industry worth over $7.5 billion, you could take a chunk of that and eventually expand it to even more money. And you're open to learn new things, which can help you expand your business. And you live in Canmore, which means you can move to Edmonton, Calgary to get more sales. But your threat is that you have too much passion for your business, which would close some doors. And then your business could fail anytime. This happens to all businesses, but your business might be one of them, and more competition may arise as well.
So your current financial situation. You have enough money coming from your part-time job at the popcorn business to sustain yourself, but you aren't putting too much away for further education. You're quite clueless about personal finance, even though you're a part of the business club. Maybe some things are discussed in this as well, some things aren't. You rely on your family for cheap rent, and while you may still do that after school as well. And you have business goals to grow your business, but no long-term financial goals yet. Even though you're 18, you can still worry about that later, but still, it's good to have some goals.
Okay, so right here are your expenses and your revenue. You make around $7,500 a year with your business, and you use around $600 a month. And what we think is that you pay too much for entertainment and gifts. Maybe you can hold off on the gift to your girlfriend or show her different ways you can show your love. And your rent, well, I think we should keep that, and your parents, it's a good lesson and can be beneficial so you can be used to paying rent. And yeah.
So we are here to suggest 3 alternatives. The first alternative is
Keep popping.
Alternative 2 is stop the pop, but only temporarily.
Alternative 3, pop, drop, and then pop again.
So alternative 1 is keep popping. In this alternative, you will keep living as you do. You will not go to university. You will keep popping. You will stay in town, stay in university, not stay in university, sorry about that. You'll keep living as you do, take on your business full time. Your expenses will stay the same, you'll still pay rent to your parents. You won't do any long-term investing. and you'll put your surplus money to a redeemable GIC, which is good for liquidity. It's stable, not risky, and you have guaranteed returns. And as you can see, the expenses will stay the same as what they are now, except this isn't taking into account how much more it will be grow your business, since you're only getting paid part-time last time. So we can't really tell how much you'll grow full-time, because you would start paying yourself more full-time. And not too much savings in 5 years. This is the $5,000 you had in your tax-free savings account we put into a GIC, and you would just be adding $300 a month, and not too much.
And it has an interest of 2% per year.
2%, yes. So pros and cons of this. You get to explore you still get to continue your popcorn passion, and without school you can invest most of your time to this, the time that you don't want to spend with friends or family and stuff like that. You're able to stay in town and not adapt to a huge city at once. Cons. You might get your parents slightly disappointed at first, since you aren't going to university or education at first, and you have no long-term financial goals. You won't be expending your knowledge through school, and especially since you don't have that much personal finance background, it would be smart to maybe go to school. And you could get too invested in your passion and not be able to see the downfall of your company in the future if you want to get too invested in it.
So alternative 2 is stop the pop, but only temporarily. So here, you will attend school and stop your business, but only for until you finish high school. You will take the TFSA money you saved up during your high school career and add it to the redeemable GIC that we will make for you. You will then have to cut your expenses for Katie and use the money that your parents, and in order to pay for your college expenses and rent, you will use the money that your parents saved up for you. And since your tuition and textbooks are fully paid for, you wouldn't have to worry about that. And then you will also have to pick up a part-time job for future investments, which will benefit the company that you wanted to start with. So with a $5,000 surplus money, you will put 50% into a redeemable GIC, which allows liquidity. And you will also put 50% into a mutual fund. This mutual fund will consist of 70% stocks and 30% bonds. So as you can see, the tuition is free, textbook is free, and then your living expenses will be paid for by your parents, your rent will be paid by your parents, and the miscellaneous expenses are things that you can't resist to buy. Your sources of income, so your part-time job would make you $5,500 a year with a total of $5,500 a year, and you'll have a surplus money of $5,000. With this, if you save it up for over 4 years, by the end you will make $25,000 a year. The GIC would have an interest of 2%, while the mutual funds would have an approximate interest of 5 to 6%. The pros of this is that by going to school, you'll be educated on finance, allowing you to have more informed future long-term goals. It would allow you to get jobs. So if your passion for popcorn disappeared, you have the degree to back you up to get new jobs. And then your savings will consist of nearly $30,000, which will meet your goal of expanding the business. The savings for the mutual funds and the GIC has very good liquidity, so in the worst case scenario, you run out of money or your parents stop supporting you, will have that money to support you. It's very stable, and of course your parents will allow you to go to Thailand for the first year, and it allows for efficient investment. However, the cons is after you finish high school, after you finish university, the popcorn hype may die down, so the value of the market might decline. And of course, after 4 years, more businesses will start, which means more competition for you.
So for alternative 3, pop, job, and pop again. We decided you should work full-time with your company, take a gap year, and then go to school after that year so you can fully invest your time in your company and develop it more and maybe like have more income. And during that year that you, completely different. You are going to university. You're going to go for the full 4 years, and you're going to pass off your company to your friend Carter, who you told us is your very trusted best friend. We decided you need to do this because you need a business education. And to be able to expand your business, you need to be more financially literate, and this will be an asset to you for future references. And after that 4 years, you can return to Camrose to continue your business and maybe, I guess, move to a different, like a bigger city like Edmonton or Calgary and promote it there. And you can also take the surplus money and invest that in a redeemable GIC, so no penalty, and that can accumulate over the years so you can get that $30,000 if you want to expand your business. The pros for this, like we said, are we want you to be able to continue your passion, so you're going to do that. And when you finish your 4 years of education, you'll be more financially literate, like we said, so this will help you tons and tons. This will please your parents and your teachers. Will probably get some pressure off your back. You also have a leeway if your business fails. So, like we said, if all else fails, you'll have a business degree and maybe channel that into something else. And going back to your graduation party, you will still be able to go to Thailand after that. Cons, however, your best friend might take it into a different direction, which is not probably what you want. And the popcorn business, as any other business, may decline.
And let's talk about that $30,000 investment that you want in your business. In both alternative 1 and 3, you won't have that $30,000 right off the bat to invest in whatever you want in your company. So our plan was to, instead of taking out a loan or asking your parents for money or a GoFundMe or something like that, is to slowly work your way up to getting new machines, getting new things, so you improve the quality of your things. And your three focuses, we split into high priority and low priority. So your high priorities would be to order more, to expand your company and order more stuff online, distribute more things online, and to also work on getting new machines and new products to get into your company. And then our low focus would be to explore more with more flavors and different kinds of popcorn, like you said, and that shouldn't be a high factor at this point. Better to invest in machines first.
So our decision criteria to show you which alternative we want you to do, we laid it out for the comfort of our customer, how efficient the investment that we will be making are, if it allows for growth, if it's a realistic plan, if it's stable, and of course, if your parents are satisfied. So alternative 1 meets only half of the criteria, which makes it a no, and that means you need to make changes with your lives. And then alternative 2, comfort of the customer. Since you're very passionate about your business, we felt like it'd be uncomfortable for you to just stop it completely. So it does not meet the comfort of our customer. And alternative 3 meets all of these criteria.
And our recommendation is alternative 3. For numerous reasons, like she showed with the layout, it meets the criteria that we made. And you will be more educated about business, and when you have earned your degree, you have a backup plan just in case your business fails. And it is realistic, and you'll still be able to pay or go to that Thailand trip.
So for the first year of this implementation, you will go to Thailand with your parents paying for half of it. You will move to British Columbia after that and study a business-related degree. And you'll go to Thailand first, have fun with your friends. Then you'll work full-time at the store, not confronted by school, and you'll sustain your relationship with Carter and parents because you will be looking after your popcorn business for the next few years after this.
For the second to fourth year, you will oversee your business from British Columbia, which is important because your friends might take your business into their own direction that you can imagine. And then you will work part-time, hopefully in a cafe or a retail that will allow you to save up money. And then you will continue to put $5,000 into your savings annually. And then you will maintain the low expenses that we suggested for you. And hopefully within 4 years, you will graduate with a business degree, which will allow you to expand your knowledge on finance.
And after 5 years, you will come back to Camrose or some other big center, and with the savings that you made and the degrees that you now have, your money will allow you to meet the previous goals of expanding, as shown in the graphic a little bit later. Carter can be a business partner after you come back and take over again. You can expand to bigger cities or to stay in Camrose, Canmore. And you can slowly make a bigger spot for yourself on the international market.
Time. You got one slide up, so that's good.
Any questions?
You can leave that last slide up.
Sure.
You got to see that.
Okay, good.
So we're really focused on the running part.
Well, let's start the last slide.
So so I just wanted, like, great, like, kind of introduction, like, good way to, like, kind of engage Oliver. So just in terms of the risk factors, can you actually just elaborate on, like, what the top risk factor you took into consideration was and how you were going to mitigate that?
Probably the top risk that we thought is that your popcorn passion doesn't succeed. And so we made sure that you have investments, you have money in case that fails, and you have another degrees to go get a different job, if so. And hopefully those degrees and the knowledge that you have from university will pass over into your job, and you will be more aware of things that will become pitfalls in the future.
On the personal side, was his personal savings going to be injected into the 30 grand after he's done school to expand the business, or where was that going to happen? The personal savings, mutual funds, GICs, all that.
The personal savings were probably going to stay in a separate account for him personally, and
Was that money then going to be used in the future to go back into the business, or was that just for personal finance?
personal finance.
So where was the 30,000 going to come from to expand the business?
30,000 was from,
Well, that was the GICs and the mutual fund.
that was from mutual funds.
So, yeah, if unless something horrible, like, if he was in the middle of university and something horrible happens, he can use that money. But as long as everything goes to plan, then that money would be used for his business.
Down the road.
Down
And
the
what
road.
happens if he didn't meet his target 6%?
6%.
That was the mutual fund target. What happens if that's not met? Is there a strategic plan for him to get the money elsewhere to expand the business?
Then he can focus on one of the goals one at a time. So each cost of the machine would be like $10,000. So instead of expanding his business online, he can focus on expanding his business online. And then once he got the popularity and the recognition that he wanted, he could upgrade his machines and then.
He would take them on in slower amounts of time and not everything at once that he was planning.
Very nice presentation. I like the energy that you guys brought into it. So your plan is not to grow while he is studying at school. So you will not raise the $30,000 upfront and put it to growth.
For alternative 3, his friend will just be, he'll be expanding for the first year, and then I'm not sure if Oliver would want to trust his friend with running the business and actually growing it himself, or if he just would want to sustain it for 4 years. Whether or not that can happen is different. If it's just staying in a small town of 19,000 is the town, so unless another big competitor comes up and takes some of his thunder away, that shouldn't be a problem of disappearing in 4 years, I don't think.
Okay. And during his 4 years, he would be doing a part-time job, right? That's what
Yes.
you said.
Yes.
So why didn't he start a business then? It's a bigger city.
It would be too time consuming for him, like university students. If he wanted to focus on his school or focus on his popcorn business, it would be hard for him to do both. So why not just go to university and then tackle a less stressful job and then save that up for the business.
One of the things was part-time cafe server. So is there going to be enough time in a day for him to be working part-time at a cafe, going to school, and still maintaining a part-time arm's length business?
Yeah. I think we just meant something a little less stressful on the mind, like part-time server, like maybe like a stock, like a shelf stock, or something that'll only last him up during his shift and that he won't have to think about in later times because he'll be worried about his current business.
He also has the summers to work jobs, so he can get